Hello, my name is Cedric, and along with my beautiful wife, Connie, we'll be hosting my brand new podcast, That's What I Said. I'm a retired Navy veteran that suffers from PTSD and anxiety, and we'll discuss how I cope with the mental illness through comedy and discussion. It's a podcast that will talk about everything from cryptocurrency to comedy. If we are worrying about the dollar going up and down, up and down, up and down, and it's still a dollar, guess what? The value of that means absolutely nothing. Cryptocurrency in itself is the future of money. From spirituality to cannabis. To have cannabis on the Schedule 1 list is bullshit. I'm sorry, it is. It makes absolutely no sense. If it's a seed that can be planted and it has healing properties in it, why the hell is it in Schedule 1? Last time I checked, cocaine don't have healing property in it. From interracial relationships, I don't have a problem with people talking about interracial relationships. People try to talk bad about my interracial relationship just to think that they can get under my skin. I mean, really, it don't bother me. I mean, let's not make, call a spade a spade. But if you have a problem with someone that's in love, it shouldn't matter the race of the person. It's mental illness in our community. The problem is people want to put labels on it. Everybody wants to put color on everything. And as soon as you put color on it, it gets treated differently. The money gets treated funny. Because if it's dealing with Asians, guess what? It's going to take a longer process unless those leaders step up and get into the president's face or U.S. leaders' face and say, this is a problem in our community. Not leaving one topic unturned. If you want to hear real, authentic conversation, interviews, and comedy, please take time to listen to That's What I Said, because I said what I said.
Giving you 100% authentic, real, raw, unapologetic truth with no filter. Listen to That's What I Said, available on your favorite podcast platform.
That's What He Said with Cedric D. Sanders.
100% real, raw, and uncut. Deadass.
Welcome to another episode of That's What I Said with Cedric Sanders. Giving you 100% authentic, real, raw, unapologetic truth with no filters. This broadcast starts now.
What up?
What's good, everybody? Thanks for tapping in and tuning in with us for this week's episode, The Dreaded Rules, a school's battle over dreadlocks. Yeah, we're about to get into this topic.
Over locks. Just say locks. Don't. Goddamn, you've been with me for how long? We don't say dreadlocks. We call them locks. Locks. They locks. Locks.
Blah, 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 blah.
Anyway. Damn. Already starting.
Let's get this shit started already.
Facts.
Damn.
Facts. What's good, y'all? It's normal Tuesday episode. Y'all gonna see me wiping my forehead from time to time because the temperature went down, but not in my house. And for whatever reason, my computer is on. It's always been on this bullshit.
It's on something else. It'd be hot over here. Man, Studio B is hot.
This damn. I need to get a couple fans in here, but it's because of my video cards. They be putting out a lot of heat. And I got fans from my computer, so my computer stay cool, but it still emanates a lot of heat. But anyway, peace, y'all. I hope y'all enjoying y'all evening. It's Tuesday, so you already know what time it is. That's What I Said podcast, live and direct, wherever you listen to podcasts, and view it, for that matter, if they have video. Or do they even do them live? Some people ain't got that damn talent. They always got to record their shit and edit it. I don't do that. And it's not because I ain't got the time. I just more comfortable doing them live. Now, I can do them recorded. Don't get it twisted.
Lord.
But Thanks. I appreciate you, sis. I appreciate you. So, tonight's topic, dreaded rules, school battle over Locs. So, I don't know if, I don't know if y'all been paying attention to like what's really been going on in this world we call America.
Right.
But the thing that's really going on, I mean, let's say it like this. There comes a time when you notice some shit's going on. You notice things that are going on. You notice it. You already know. Then it goes to the point where you're like, okay, what are they gonna do about it?
Right.
What is the plan? What's next? You know, what are they gonna do? Well, in this situation,
they going to court.
I mean,
that's real.
In this situation, they're going to court. I got to get off the mic. Get off the camera for a second. I got to grab something. Hold up. Okay. Anyway, so there's a situation in Texas. What part of Texas is that, babe? You failed.
I know. I'm sorry.
All this work.
I know all this work.
Well, anyway, there's a black team that has not even started school, has not even been able to do school, be in the school environment. Not a public school, of course. This is an independent school. Now, for those that don't know what an independent school is, it's in the same lane as private school. And for those that don't know what a private school is, what's good, Mr. Banks in the building? For those that don't know what a private school is, a private school almost mirrors, or I should say it like this: independent schools almost mirror private schools, where private schools are pretty much their own thing. Private school is a school that, does not receive funding from the state. Basically, correct. Public schools, that's how they get their funding, from the state.
Right.
Private schools don't receive their funds from the state, nor do independent schools. Now, the difference with private schools and independent schools is where private schools can be basically ran by a nonprofit, for-profit, religious, a church, whatever. Those that's a nonprofit as well. Whereas these independent schools are run by a board of governors.
Mm-hmm.
Or trustees. It's almost like when you create a business or you create a nonprofit organization, and when you create that nonprofit, they want to know who's your board of directors, who's your board of governors, who's your voting members, kind of thing.
Right.
It's the same thing. However, it's considered an independent school. Now, why is this important? That's why.
We hit the rabbit hole.
The bullshit meter is already up. I gotta hit the bullshit button already.
Uh-oh.
So.
Oh my God.
All right.
Oh shoot.
So there's a black teen, and I have to label it this because unfortunately that's the labels that society wants to put on us: black, white, whatever. There's a black student that has locks in his hair, and he has been suspended from school since day one. He was given 2 weeks suspension, came back to the school after the 2 week suspension, and was suspended immediately upon returning back to the school. Reason being is because they say he is not following the dress code within the school. Now, the dress code has absolutely nothing to do with his education. However, being the fact that this school is independent, right, they have a certain guideline or a certain dress code that children or, teens are supposed to wear going into this school. Now, this particular school, you can't have ripped or frayed jeans, you can't wear basketball shorts. It's almost like business casual. You can wear jeans, but they have to be clean pressed jeans, nice shirts, whatever the case may be. Right, whereas in public schools, pretty much, however your kid shows up, as long as they got, underwear, t-shirt and pants on and some tennis shoes and socks, they good. Private schools, most private schools, they have uniforms. Some do, some don't. They have uniforms. Whereas this independent school in particular, they have a dress code. One of their dress codes is you can't have locks in your hair.
But I don't think it specifically stated you can't have locks. I think it more so said that the hair cannot be pulled back and be longer than like your shoulders. Let me try to find the specific statement that is on CNN.
I don't give a fuck about CNN, what they got on there. I'm telling the truth. I'm sure they pulled the truth out, but how are you dictating the ethnic wear of your hair and the length of it? If it's pulled up and it's still not below your shoulders, it's still within guidelines. Hell, the military has hair guidelines to where you can't wear your hair. Women can only have a certain length of hair, and if it's longer, you got to put it in a bun, and there's certain military buns that you can put it in that's authorized. Men, your hair can't be longer than 2 inches in bulk, blah, 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 all this other bullshit. And we can't put our hair up in all these little fancy things. We can't wear dreadlocks. It's just...
So... That was during our time.
That was during our time, yeah. I'm sure men now can wear fucking dreads and shit now, which is
the females are authorized to wear dreads.
Well, I'm sure they are. The females. What about the males? The males can't wear dreads? Discrimination. Bullshit.
I'm not certain.
This is the shit. This is the world we live in, but okay.
So
go ahead.
In regard to the dress code at this particular school, it's in the city of Mount Bellevue.
In Texas.
Says... Male students' hair must not extend below the top of a T-shirt collar or be gathered or worn in a style that would allow it to extend below the top of that T-shirt collar, below their eyebrows, or below their earlobes when it's let down. Like, they put very, very stringent, tight rules on how males can wear their hair in this independent school. If their hair is clean and done in a style that looks good on them, I don't see what the problem is.
That's a matter of opinion. Unfortunately, because
right,
and this is what a lot of excuse me, this is what a lot of people don't understand. When you decide to put your kid in an independent school or a private school, it's for a reason. It's and it has absolutely nothing to do with the fact of the better. I mean, okay, some of it is about the better education piece. A lot of it is because they don't want their kid in the public school environment due to all the bullshit that's been going on with public schools. And they know that they put their kid in a private school, they will not only learn, but they will be able to focus more on what's being taught to them. Whereas there's too many distractions in the public school. Not taking anything away from public school, because I think a lot of education can happen in public schools. Even if your family doesn't have the money to put you in a private school or independent school, if you have an independent school in your state. Mm-hmm. But I also think that knowing what you're getting yourself into by putting your kids in an independent school environment is something that you got to pay attention to, especially what's in black and white. And I'm sorry, and I hate this for this black teen to be going through this, because the state of Texas literally just passed a law in May that eradicated this bullshit ass policy that this school has about how your hair, how you can wear your hair.
Right, exactly.
And basically gives you no restrictions on length. So the length should not matter. Why is the length? Is it a safety hazard? Are you teaching shop? Is it a fear that somebody's hair is going to get caught in some kind of, mechanical contraption? What is it?
Right.
Because because ethnically or culturally, you're putting these kids in a barrier, but then it gives the parents a reason to pay more attention to the policies that the school has and knowing what you're getting your kids into. But at the same time, if this kid if the school has elements that is going to put your child in a better position to make a decision on what they're going to do in life, right? There's always going to be, okay, we'll deal with this, but we're not going to deal with this kind of thing. So that school's off the map. And they want this kid to cut his hair.
Right.
And everybody's like, well, what's the problem? You should just cut his hair. It'll grow back. See, that's that programming bullshit that I don't like. Yeah. Some people
maybe there's purpose behind why he's growing his hair.
No, some people just can't grow their hair out and they jealous with people that got long hair.
True.
And then some people are just like, well, we should just cut his hair so he can get his education. No, you should not. You should not take the quality of life from that child to attend school.
Because it shouldn't have no preference.
There should not be no law based off of how a child wears their hair, as long as it's washed and taken care of.
Exactly.
I mean, nobody wants to be with a kid that got lice in their hair. No, nobody wants that shit. But at the same time, if their hair is taken care of, what's the problem?
Exactly.
Dress code is something totally different. You can get on them about dress code. It's like you signing the policy. You know the code of conduct. You know what's going on here. You know what the policy is as far as how our kids supposed to wear clothes. But when it comes to hair, they're not in the military.
Right.
What does the hair got to do with their education? I'm just kind of lost by this whole process and why this is a thing. Yeah. Why do we have schools that are controlling what a child has to have on their body that naturally grows? For some, not so much for others, but for some. But you're controlling the length of it, how long it can be. That's the stupidest shit I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah, it is. It's a bit ridiculous. I mean, when he showed up to school this past Monday to attend, they gave him the infraction in regard to his frayed jeans. And they told him, well, you have an option. You can go and change your clothes, but you also need to cut your hair. And because he opted out, they suspended him again. Like, that right there just, I don't know.
This is my thing.
Why did they give matter?
This is the thing. Why did they give the child an option as far as what he should do? He's a child. He is under the age of 18, which means what? They should have contacted his parents. They should have never had a conversation with him. They should have told him, you're being given this infraction because, you violated dress code because you got frayed pants on. Oh, by the way, your hair is out of regulations, quote unquote, and we need to talk to your family to let them know the reason why we're suspending you is because of your hair. They should have known that the first time. We're making a statement the second time. You're not going to suspend me twice because of my hair. I'm not cutting my fucking hair.
Yeah.
Hello, there's a new rule, or I should say a new law that was updated May of 2023 that went into effect this school year, which was September. Mm-hmm. And you mean to tell me my child is suspended because of something that the state passed a law on? Oh, that's right. You don't get funding from the state, so you don't think you have to pay attention to their laws when it comes to schools. You're still a school.
Right.
Just because you don't get funding from the state don't mean you don't have to follow the rules.
And I honestly believe that...
Bitch, what?
Whenever a policy or a law is placed into effect for that particular state or the entire United States,